At your wish.
Hi and hello, friends. The mic drop is a free-flowing conversation that oftentimes touches on mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Thank you, Voltaire. Welcome, one viewer. Now there's two. Woo! Friday night Star Wars celebration is going on somewhere in the world. Oh, RJ is here. Good, good, good. We have our guest, RJ.
Hello.
You
Oh, hang on, I got a
sound like
different
I
intro.
feel.
I
Oh,
wasn't sure RJ was going to be here, but let me just do a different intro if you could just put
Okay.
it out there.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Mic Drop, Counter Mic Drop, a free-flowing conversation of differing opinions by mature adults. Everybody take it easy.
Okay. I
This
don't know.
guy
how-
next to me is a giant poopy head who has bad
Ew.
Oh, you're
photos.
ruining it right off the top.
Oh, wow. That's really mature, RJ. Thanks a lot.
Oh,
Sorry I'm late. I've been slacking this week.
It's been a big week too.
Coach Payne is here to check to see if I exercised. I didn't exercise again. Coach Payne, I might do it after the stream. I'll at least do it tomorrow. Do or do not. There is no try. Hit that thumbs up.
Right.
Thank you. Save Star Wars. How Max? It better be good. Something. Isaac, we love you, bro. You've been really aggressive towards me.
Isaac, you did a bit of a clapback stream. It was well done, but
no, maybe he's eligible for the mic drop this month if you do a video like that.
I saw Sinners.
Great. I know. How was Haley?
The movie was great. It was pretty good.
You didn't answer that question. How was Haley in it? Haley Steinfeld.
She's good. Probably her best performance since Edge of 17.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was really funny though. I love the movie. Saw my dad though. He hated it.
He hated it.
He hated it. Hated it.
Thank you, Coach Payne.
But I quite enjoyed it. It's pretty good.
So did you hear Kathy save Star Wars? RJ?
I am assuming you're being sarcastic.
No, it's everything. Well, first of all, you were on the stream the other day, and what did you tell me, RJ? That what are still in development? So I want you to reassure. Voltaire has some questions for you.
Sure.
About the updates. So tell him the
So they had the Mando and Grogu panel yesterday, and it was basically a larger panel about Star Wars movies in general is what it turned into. But they had Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni come out on stage together. They talked about the upcoming movies. They said that the James Mangold film, the Charbet, Shinoy, Daisy Ridley Star Wars movie, and the Taika Waititi movie are still being developed.
There you go. Any more questions, Voltaire? Take that and stuff.
No, that's all I need to hear.
That's all you need to hear.
I can take that to the bank.
Still working on them. They also announced that the Sean Levy Star Wars movie is going forward. It's going to film this fall. It's called Star Wars Starfighter, and they cast Ryan Gosling as the lead.
Yeah.
So they announced
and apparently,
that film.
by the way,
that film how long ago, and now they've actually announced.
I got exclusive for both of you.
Okay, go ahead.
What's that? Yeah.
The Star Wars Starfighter movie with Ryan Gosling is going to feature Daisy Ridley as Rey, and it will tie directly into her upcoming movie.
I think that's good.
What?
Yep.
I don't know
As
about the
exclusive,
second
you get here
part, but
first.
I think it's good that Ray is in it. That's fine.
Also, I have been told that Kathleen Kennedy is going to be a producer on the next 6 Star Wars films.
Oh God.
That she will not be. She'll be retired, but she's still going to be a producer.
Well, that's what we thought. She says stick around.
She will still be creatively involved.
She can make the Starbucks orders.
She's going to be like Amy Pascal with Spider-Man.
That's not a good comparison because that's awful.
Well, money, you know what's going to end up happening.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. That's not the track record.
So, no more Voltaire. Any questions put your question? Any questions that will arise on these development hell movies? She says they're in development, so there.
They acknowledged them on stage and said that they're still happening.
So hang on.
She acknowledged them. She acknowledged them.
At
the last Star Wars Celebration, she still acknowledged Ryan Johnson's trilogy too.
Right.
But this time they did not mention the Patty Jenkins movie or the Ryan Johnson trilogy.
So let's talk about the Ryan Gosling film. They announced that after all of these films, but this one brought them out, and they have a film date, right?
It's filming this fall. It's got a release date as well, Memorial Day 2027.
Okay, so they've gone that far with it. So that's happening. It seems like all these other projects are still in the ether, and they've been in the ether, and they've been out there for how long, But whatever.
Well, I can tell you for one of them, it's because James Mangold is busy making other movies. Because he's got contractual obligations to Warner Brothers for Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like gotta wait for a schedule to clear up kind of thing.
Any more like anything that were any special announcements that we might be missing from Star Wars Celebration? Because this is the second.
There was another big one. They had the Lucasfilm 20th anniversary panel, and they announced their next animated series. It is called Maul Shadow Lord.
That's cool.
It's going to be about Darth Maul. It's going to follow his adventures post the Clone Wars through Solo, about how he becomes a crime lord. It'll also follow him training an apprentice who might be Darth Talon from the EU. So
that's cool. Now, why did they go animated with that? Just because it's a lot cheaper to make than live action would be.
Yeah. But they also need a new animated show, so
I think to keep those animation studios going too while Filoni's busy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to handle both.
I just feel like Darth Maul is the kind of character that would get people excited. He's perfect for a live action show, but that's fine. I'll watch the animated show for sure.
Zeke, that's what we're going to go over. We're going to probably talk about, if you're just getting here, get those thumbs up for the mic drop. There's the hotline number. I am going to give away another $20 at the end of this month. That's coming up soon.
Hopefully you're in America.
Yeah, because I still owe CGH 20. I'm going to give it to him.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So was there anything else big, RJ, you would say that was announced there?
Oh, yeah. Well, the Ahsoka panel's going on right now. They're expected to make some announcements there about Ahsoka Season 2. That's happening right now, actually. Also, during the Mando and Grogu panel, we found out some more information about that movie. Sigourney Weaver.
And they dropped a full-out trailer, right?
To those in attendance only, yes.
So that's been leaked, everybody. You can go find that. It's readily
Looks
available.
Nick from Echo Base is here. Should I send him a link if you're available, Nick?
Nick, if you're still on your treadmill, get on, man. We'd love to see you. Nick does his shows while he's on a treadmill. I have to say, I watch.
Really? I thought about doing that.
Very impressive, Nick. I mean, respect.
He's getting in shape too?
Well, I mean, he's on a treadmill while he's doing the show, so presumably he's working hard.
Okay, cool. Let me see. Echo Base Network. I'll send it to your Echo Base Network Twitter if you're available. We want a differing opinion here.
Why, you guys? Never mind. I'll be nice.
What?
You guys are going to be negative about it anyway.
I'm not going to be
negative about it, RJ. We're being objective about it.
I mean, I wish there was something more like more announcements. I think the Mandalorian Grogu's solid. I think the Sean Levy's solid.
The Sean Levy Ryan Gosling film, I'm pumped for that. Okay, that is going to be good. Sean Levy knows what he's doing. I like Ryan Gosling. It sounds good. I mean, I hope there's a Jedi element because I think every Star Wars project needs some Jedi element into it. But I'm fine with it. We had speculation on here. Sean speculated that it was going to be a swashbuckler type of thing, like a Han Solo derivative, as opposed to a starfighter thing. I'm fine with this. I'm good. And I'm good with Daisy Ridley coming in on the movie. Like, I'm excited about that. I will watch that. I'm excited about a Darth Maul cartoon series. I will watch the hell out of that. You know, I wish it was live action, but whatever.
I was hoping there would be something more for like Japan focused, like the director for Godzilla. He was on
Wasn't
stage.
He there?
Yeah, he was there, but I don't think they announced anything. I don't know.
Yeah, RJ, that's what I was going to ask you. Why was he there?
Because he's a fan.
Yeah. He visited Lucasfilm like a year ago. I was hoping
he's busy though. Like I said, he's developing the Godzilla sequel.
I know, but that would be something. They announced stuff way early.
But wait.
They should announce something.
Isn't one of your biggest complaints that they announce movies that are like
yes,
far away never come out?
Yes, but for that, while you're in Japan, say I would lock him down at least for a Star Wars Visions episode or something.
But he has new animation though.
Well,
yeah, but hang on, RJ. He went to Lucasfilm. Look, RJ, let's be objective. He went to Lucasfilm right after Godzilla -1 hit big, and he was touring it. I thought for sure that meeting was,
and he said, "I want to make Star Wars."
Yeah, he said, "I want to talk to him about stuff." Yes, but
it was going to be announced at this celebration. So they had over a year to work on this thing, and they didn't get it
done. But his dance card's full though. He's got the Godzilla sequel and his first English language movie, which I think is at Warner Brothers or Universal.
So why is it so RJ? Let's be objective. Why is his first English language movie at Warner Brothers and not with Lucasfilm?
Probably because they have a better deal.
There you go. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's my point, right? You had this hot.
That was a layup. That was a layup. I want to direct Star Wars. I'm visiting Star Wars. I was hoping they're going to lock him down for something.
It still
might happen in Japan. You're in Japan, yeah, or an update on Star Wars Visions because a lot of that's made there, right? A lot of those.
Okay. I'm just saying, RJ. If I was, and again, I'm being objective. If I'm the head of Lucasfilm and the guy who just made Godzilla -1, which by the way is a brilliant film, nobody can dispute that, is coming in. I'm not letting him walk out of the building without a development deal. I'm not letting him do it. It's just not going to happen. Whatever it costs, they have the money, but they didn't do it. They didn't get it done.
Okay.
But anyway,
I'm sorry, it's not Warner Brothers. It's Sony.
Oh God,
yeah.
even worse.
And guess who's involved? J.J. Abrams.
Oh God,
he will be helping to produce.
Well, it's never going to come out then.
That's a hindrance.
Well, Star Wars Starfighter. That's exciting. And people are like, well, why do you believe that? I know the go-to question is, well, Max Voltaire, why do you believe this? Because Sean Levy, when he's announced something, he usually delivers.
No, and they've got release dates. They've got hard dates.
And he's fast. Like, for instance, when Sean Levy, or for instance, an example is James Gunn, when he's announced for something, I think he's going to accomplish it. There's some creatives that move a little bit slower, you know? And listen, our thoughts go out to Matt Reeves and his family. Before there were issues, when he's announced with something, you know, he does really good work, but he's a little bit slower for the output, you know, even before current issues. And I'm not going into that. I'm just saying there's certain creatives. When Sean Levy's announced with something, I'm like, yeah. When Patty Jenkins is announced with something, I'm like, okay, let's wait and see, because she's had some really trouble bringing things. Her output's pretty low, you know. Remember when she was in the news way before, when she was saying, as a female director, I didn't get any opportunities. I believe her there, but I also think some of it's I feel like now that I've seen some of it self-inflicted with her output is not good. All these projects that she's developed and nothing's come to fruition, you know.
But what about something that has come out?
That short that they made, I thought that was 100% happening.
I was excited. What were you saying, RJ?
So you're saying that the stuff But what was the Hask about, though?
No, I believe that there's those issues in the industry, but I also think some of it's self-inflicted. Her output's not great. Like, she's worked on a bunch of projects that were in development hell that haven't come to fruition. Part of it was the reception for Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, but Sean Levy's done stuff. Then what did he do before Deadpool Wolverine? He did the project on Netflix.
Stranger Things.
No, he did. Didn't he do a project for Netflix?
Oh, the Adam Project.
Yeah, well received, fast. He got Deadpool Wolverine together fast too after he was announced. He moves fast. You got to do that in this industry a little bit. That's something to be said. All right, so Starfighter.
Have you heard of the triangle theory?
No.
Okay, so you can make a movie in one of three ways. There's three ways you can make a movie: cheap, fast, or high quality. You can do two of those things, but not all three. So which one do you choose?
I think some of these directors
if he works fast.
I think James Gunn does all. I think James Gunn mostly accomplishes all three. For big budget movies, he's still on the lower end, and Sean Levy too. I don't think that's accurate. I don't think you can only do two of the three or one of the three. I think some accomplish most. I'm talking about low end for blockbuster movies, not low budget altogether. How often do you hear James Gunn's gone over budget or extended shoot times? He's on it.
They announced the recast for Balin Skull.
Oh, they did?
Oh, yep. Did they?
That's great.
It's Rory McCade. It's the mountain.
Oh, that was a rumor. Everyone that doesn't like Scoopers, that was a rumor. That's a good.
Oh, the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
not
the Hound. Yeah, the Hound.
Not the mountain. The Hound.
Oh, the Hound. The Hound. Sorry.
Brother,
the Hound.
I'm good with that. That's a good casting.
No,
good recasting.
Yeah,
they really showed a picture of him.
If you have it, did you put in the private chat?
Yes.
Okay, let me bring that up. And we're supposed to debate today, RJ, about Silver Surfer.
We're probably gonna debate about Superman too.
I have mixed feelings on it's. I will say this.
Oh my god!
No. I will say this: Superman Day is better than I was expecting. There was something.
I love that video they produced. I got
that I was surprised by. I thought it was just going to be we have variant art prints for Superman Day with all the comic creators. I was like, really? No, but I like that behind the scenes things. But it was.
I got to tell you something.
But it was more focused on James Gunn than Superman.
Oh my god! No, was it?
Yes.
It was a lot of James Gunn, but I think that's a positive.
I mean, yeah, but he's good. He is a draw. I'm saying that, but it was more focused on him than Superman.
Let me tell you something.
I didn't know if I could crack it. It's really focused on James. Listen, I love James, but he's an egomaniac.
Do you not expect the director to talk about his movie?
No, but he starts it out. I didn't know if I could crack it, and then I found
Okay, so hang on, Max. Let me ask you a question, Max.
Making of this movie, though.
Let me ask you a question, though. Did that not make you happy? Make you feel good about the project? Like it was it just seems like a happy project. Like
it was meant to be.
Looking forward.
I was meant to direct Superman.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be a hit. I'm going to tell you, it's going to.
The whole point of that was
Fantastic
to say, like,
Four. I'll tell you that.
He has something he wants to say with this movie. He has a creative voice that he's trying to give this. Like, he has a unique spin on this character. That's the whole point
Isaac
of what
says. Can we not talk about the Silver Surfer situation, Max? Because I'm not in the mood. Isaac, that's why RJ was here.
I'm sorry, Isaac. We have to.
And
sorry, buddy.
I understand now why I dislike it so much because it Did you ever play?
Hang on, Max. We're going to get into the debate part of it, but when we get to that point, but let's save it. This is a mic drop, counter mic drop.
All right, so let's go back to everything we know about Star Wars. I would like one or two more like good announcements, but then RJ's right. If they do something announcement, they don't come to. It seems like everything they're announcing right now, they're actually going to do. Like they already have, the Maul series. They already have it produced. They already are. Mandalorian Grogu is already done filming. Starfighter is ready to start filming. So everything they're announcing,
but that's the biggest news.
Yeah, that's so the everything they're announcing is pretty much going to come to it's going to come to fruition here. So
They've
that
announced
is
hard
different.
dates according to RJ on that Starfighter film, which is unlike for Lucasfilm, that's not been standard procedure.
Okay, let me bring I wanted to bring up Rory from Game of Thrones for Balin Skull. Let me see here.
Very tough recasting because people love that character. Oh, terrific.
Looks good.
Looks terrific.
Good.
And
he's
great.
I used to really I still like what they did with Wakanda Forever and T'Challa, but I understand the recast T'Challa now. Like we do get too hung up when someone passes. Like this is the way they just handled this. They just moved on. You still have that great performance of the first season, or like they did with Incredible Hulk and General Ross too. You just move on. Even though
other big news, they just announced, wow. Admiral Akbar will be in Ahsoka season 2 in a major role.
Okay.
Yeah. I like Akbar.
I don't know if that's a wow, RJ, but that's
I know that's was that a wow?
Well, here's the big news. Admiral Akbar will fight Admiral Thrawn.
Okay, that is kind of
that's
big.
cool.
Well, that's a lot of plot reveal.
That's a showdown, yeah. That's a showdown. What do we think about Ken as the last Starfighter?
I think he's terrific. I mean, Ryan Gosling's very good. He's one of those actors who, if you look at his roles, he's good in everything. Go watch Baby Driver or whatever the hell that movie is, Drive. He's terrific in that. He's just got a real attitude.
Or the Fall Guy.
Yeah, he's just good as a starfighter, or as Sean predicted, a swashbuckler like a Han Solo type. He would have been great as that too. So, and I have a lot of faith in Sean Levy.
Yeah,
so, yeah
I didn't really like the Adam Project though. It wasn't bad. I just was like, okay, it was just generic.
It was good, not great, but it was good.
But it was the type of movie. I'm sure it did really good on Netflix.
Did he do Fall Guy too? Was that him?
No, the Fall Guy was David Leitch.
Oh, my mistake. All right.
Okay, so that's good. I loved seeing Sigourney
What
Weaver.
is that shirt Pedro's wearing? Good God, man.
What's wrong with the shirt he's wearing?
He's trying to be a pirate?
He knows they call him the internet.
Who cares?
No. No, if I was wearing this, RJ would be making fun of me. This is what I'm talking about. This is where progressives and lefties are like, oh yeah, he looks great. He's a very good-looking man, but he does look like a pirate. He can dress how
he wants. Who cares?
He looks ridiculous.
What would you like him to wear?
I also don't like what Jon Favreau's wearing. That's not a flattering shirt.
Anthony Beltry says it's literally a style. Yes, where
a pirate wannabe pirate.
This is where we've gone too progressive. Remember in Seinfeld where they made fun of the puffy shirt? That's what that is.
That's a pirate shirt.
Come on, it's silly.
He gets paid millions of dollars. He can wear whatever he wants at that point.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. So can Jon Favreau.
But that weird combination of shorts and pants, like there's no knees, was really weird the other day.
But who cares?
I'm just saying I still love Pedro if I was wearing it. Hey Nick, I'm on a weight loss journey as well. Thank you, Nick.
There he is. He's on his treadmill.
Oh, you're on the treadmill right now.
Yeah.
Do you get super chats doing that? I needed to get super. It looks like you're walking on Tatooine.
I am.
Wow, got some sunscreen. You look great, man.
Yeah.
Your Star Wars takes might not be great, but did Kathy save Star Wars? It's been a long time now. Me and you did really disagree on a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah,
I think we agree on Kathy though. I think she's failed a lot.
Oh,
she saved Star Wars this time because you know what? Tell Nick he shouldn't worry about the Rey movie and all those other projects because she says they're still in development. They're still in development.
These people are busy, but it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it does happen. That's going to make for a lot of good content, and it's going to give us another Lucasfilm failure, from the KK camp. I mean, who's really asking for a Rey movie? I mean, who really wants to see that?
I am.
Hang on, Nick. In the right circumstances, could a Rey movie work by the right director and the right story writers?
At this point, for me, no. But for some people out there, yeah, I'm sure. You know, if they got a decent writer and people are interested in that storyline, you know, I'm sure there'll be people happy with it. I mean, we just had Star Wars Santa on with us last night, and he loves Rey. You know.
Yeah, well, here I like the character. I just didn't like the execution of the sequel trilogy. So I like all the characters in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, me and Coach have said this tons of times. I mean, we don't have any issue with Daisy Ridley, you know, the actress, but the character, I mean, we just did not think she was done well at all. Right. But that goes for most of the sequel trilogy characters for us.
Agreed. But so the character exists, and agreed. So, but the character exists, Nick. So, if she had been done right and she had like earned her stripes, so to speak, and had, let's say, it had been done correctly, you'd have no problem with a good Rey story down the road where she's older and running a Jedi Academy in the future, right?
Again, for me personally, I have zero interest. I don't care how good the story is. I have no interest in Rey as a character. I mean, I am
destroyed.
I am black-pilled as black-pilled can be when it comes to Rey or any of the sequel trilogy. I mean, it's sort of like saying, hey, what if they got a really good writer and did a Jar Jar movie? You know,
I see that.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't even want to see Darth Jar Jar, which I thought that was funny, you know, when the whole Darth Jar Jar thing was going around. But yeah, I'm so checked up. I literally tried getting Coach to start a political channel so we could start.
I thought that's what you had already.
Huh?
I thought that's what you had already.
No.
Oh, but okay. So for more of a critic of Disney Star Wars, what did you think of this celebration so far?
I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot for me personally to celebrate.
The Starfighter.
The mall cartoon sounds awesome.
So the thing is, all right. So let me address the Starfighter thing first, then I'll go into the mall thing. So the Starfighter thing takes place 5 years after Rise of Soy Walker?
Oh no, you're gonna say that here.
You know, like I don't care about anything in that time frame. You know, I don't personally. I don't. I mean, I know there's people out there that are looking forward to it, and that's fine. I literally have no issue with anybody that's looking forward to any of the stuff they're announcing. But you know, and we don't even know. I mean, did they take parts of Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron and are using it for this?
That's that. I do have a lot of questions there. I do have a lot of questions with that because what is this replacing Patty Jenkins or
because hers was supposed to take place after the sequel trilogy as well.
No, that is a great question. Are they still good? Because can they? What do you think, Voltaire? Now that they announced Starfighter, what was Patty Jenkins' project called?
Rogue Squadron.
Wouldn't it be kind of redundant to do something else like Rogue Squadron after doing Starfighter?
Rogue Squadron had a series of books, but yeah,
it kind of be a little redundant to do both.
Oh, no, that's the Patty Jenkins project is not happening, obviously.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to do. She was talking, saying it's back on, but
no, it's not going to happen. Okay. They're not going to do another thing featuring now that he's not a swashbuckler like a Han Solo type, and he's a starfighter or he's a X-wing fighter pilot. They're not going to do another X-wing fighter pilot project. That's over.
Yeah,
this is the death of that project. For
sure. I agree. But yeah, again, this takes place 5 years after that. Apparently. And we don't even know if the term starfighter is a literal term of like starfighter, like he's a pilot, all that sort of stuff. I mean, it could mean that in a literal sense, but maybe they're referring to it as starfighter, like, you know, like Luke Starkiller, you know.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Yeah.
You know, so we don't really know that much. Apparently, there's going to be some force sensitive people in it, and
excellent.
This is what I heard. It's taken with a grain of salt, but their idea is that they want to have these movies be a little bit more interconnected. So
I heard the same thing.
Rey is probably going to show up in the Starfighter movie to set up her own movie later.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see them doing that. I mean, Sean Levy is good. I mean, I really enjoyed Deadpool Wolverine.
I love that movie. Number 1 movie of 2024. Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, if like for someone like you, Nick, that has a lot of criticisms, getting a popular director that is pretty well received across the board, like Sean Levy, is actually something that Kathy's done good for, even for someone like you. Like that's a good general audience director to get.
Yeah, and I have no issue with the hire of Ryan Gosling or Sean Levy. What it comes down for me is what's the story going to be? Who's the writers for this thing? What story are they going to tell here? How much character driven narrative is going to actually be in this thing? Is it going to feel shallow and empty and hollow? Or is it actually going to be well written with good character development?
Nick, that's a bit black-pilled. I mean, we have a good director, we have a good star.
I think Sean Levy uses. I would assume Sean Levy uses his stable of production people and writers from other projects. He would see,
and I don't know. So again, that goes back to I just don't know enough about it. As far as the people involved that's going to be putting this whole thing together.
They to be fair, as far as we know here, RJ, do you know if they showed any concept art or something from Starfighter, or they just said Starfighter, Sean Levy, here's Ryan Gosling?
The logo.
And the logo was really generic looking.
Yeah. And did you guys catch the lightsaber sound?
No.
At the end, yeah. So I'm like, okay, so it's titled Starfighter, but the only sound that we got, it's not like TIE Fighter blasters or X-Wing blasters or anything. It's a lightsaber. Mm-hmm. If you go back and watch it, you'll hear it right there.
That's not a bad thing to me, though, Nick. I mean, like,
no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but the thing is, my point is, they're calling this thing Star Wars Starfighter, but which is giving off vibes that this is going to be some sort of, like a Rogue Squadron type thing. Space battles, pilots, that sort of thing. But is it really though? I just don't know.
Yes, I looked it up. The writer for Star Wars Starfighter is going to be Jonathan Troper, who wrote Sean Levy's The Adam Project.
I never saw that.
Netflix.
All right. Well, I still like we talked about. That's a good, not great movie, but I have faith in Sean Levy.
Well, here's my friend Joe. We know the story will be good. I have total faith in Kennedy based on her track record.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Rational Skeptic, $2. Max, check your DM.
Yeah, okay. And while you're doing that, Max, the other point I wanted to bring up is so far Lucasfilm, to me, anyways, has not demonstrated the ability to give us consistent good product. There's been some sprinkles in this shit that they've been giving us, and that's about it. Like I want to see some consistency. But
you want good Star Wars, Nick. At the end of the day, that's
yeah. And the thing is,
you've been battered and beaten like me. You've been battered and beaten with so much bad Star Wars that you're skeptical, right?
Yeah, exactly, 100%. It's like the saying, "Fool me once, shame on you; fool me twice, shame on me," or whatever the saying is. I'm tired of being excited for something and then it just end up being a huge letdown.
Okay. Well, I have from Rational, I have what the Starfighter movie is supposed to be about according to Scoopers. I don't know if you should be sharing with me, Rational. Hold on, let me see.
Spill the big,
this might be fake. I don't know if this is fake or not.
Does this go for Sparrow?
Max.
It says RPK. I don't know what he's doing here. Okay. Oh, so what is Sean Levy's Star Wars movie actually about? A Jedi played by Ryan Gosling trains his 15-year-old nephew as his Padawan. They're on a mission while pursued by two villains, one male, one female. The Padawan's mother also plays an important role in the story, and there's another major female character as well.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like they got all the check boxes.
It's from a scooper. It's fake. Crazy Joe says.
If that's true, that's great. I like that story.
I mean, I actually believe that the Jedi part, because like I said, you hear a lightsaber ignite at the end of that title, you know. So that's believable to me that they're going to do something like that.
So you know, I'm somebody who, when people say Star Wars doesn't need to have Jedi in it all the time, I disagree with that. I need the Jedi lore in there.
I prefer it.
Right. So that
storyline
actually hits with me. I love that.
Yeah. Well, like Andor season 1, which I don't have an issue with. I mean, Tony Gilroy's a great director and a great writer. And I don't have really a whole lot of issue with the writing or a lot of the dialogue in that. But there was an aspect of Andor season 1 that just made it boring for me. And it didn't feel like Star Wars. Like it was missing like that lightheartedness. The Jedi.
Oh, I love Andor.
A lot of people do. But
I know what you mean. To me, it was just like a regular sci-fi show as opposed to
exactly. It was more like, I saw it more as like a regular sci-fi, you know, show more than like a Star Wars show.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Star Wars in name only. It was like missing, you know, the Star Wars.
All right, here's the good and the bad about the No Mall project. Here's one of my favorite cosplayers on the internet, Gracie the Cosplay Lass, as Maul's apprentice. You know, there's the image there.
Yeah, Darth Talon.
Darth Talon. So Darth Talon is now, you know, in mainline Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But then here's the first image. It went woke. You know, here is
the make her heavy set.
There she is.
Yeah. So I saw that. So yeah, I'm guessing this is when she's younger.
Okay.
Or something.
Well, I don't mean to make it weird. I didn't know she was younger there. I just thought she was.
Yeah, but she definitely looks weird, and I guess this is like before she actually becomes Darth Talon. You know, this is like when
we can't judge.
Yeah, this is like when she's.
I can judge this.
I
can judge anything I want to. You know, that looks cool.
She's a great character.
Yes. It's just in my mind, I was imagining, you know,
sexualized Twilight.
No.
Well, you actually have to like have the character go through something before you.
Yeah, in my mind, this is the image I wanted, and I wanted Gracie to play.
You've been watching too much cosplay.
Well, she does a good job.
Yeah, she looks badass.
She makes good cakes too. She also makes cakes, little cakes. Not that she has, not that, but she makes cakes.
She's like cake.
Yeah. All right,
let me bring some positive things. Like, I mean,
I'm excited for the Mall show. I think.
Me too.
So the Mall, the Mall show for me, like going back to the prequels, I think that they should have never killed him off in episode 1. He should have been the guy, because I'm not really a big Dooku fan. I much rather would have seen Maul go all the way through till episode 3, you know, and Vader basically take him out and then become the Emperor's new apprentice.
That's the one thing I mean, there's some certain things I could criticize about the prequels. I like the actor, but I cannot stand saying Dooku.
Yeah,
I hate
and
that
they
name.
Introduced him poorly and everything like that. So look, the prequels, I have my issues with them, but I love them. But one of the dumbest mistakes they made was killing Maul off right away, and also
agree.
Qui-Gon. They killed Qui-Gon off too quickly.
Yeah,
I would agree with
first that. Episode. Yeah,
two of the greatest characters created from the prequels, and they killed them off right. And
wasn't Dooku's apprentice name or whatever like Darth Tyrannus?
No,
that's
that
a
was
way cooler name than Count Dooku.
I thought that was Dooku's name.
No,
Dooku's name was Darth Tyrannus.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they just keep that instead of calling him Dooku?
It would have been better.
But... See, I always thought that was some other Jedi that died that we never actually met or anything.
So they did a bad job introducing Dooku. They did a bad job introducing what's his name? How am I forgetting? The robot with all the
Grievous.
Yeah, they did a bad job introducing him in those movies. They didn't have any backstory to it. All of a sudden, you saw them show up, and
if they would have had Clone Wars going on in between that,
Correct.
and that would kind of gave the backstory leading up to it, because like Coach, for instance, he was also not a prequel fan, but after he watched Clone Wars, he went back and watched the prequels and had a different appreciation for it. So if they would have done that at the time, between those 3 years, basically had 3 seasons between episodes 1 and 2, had 3 seasons between episodes 2 and 3, and basically there's your 6 seasons of the show.
They retroactively fixed it. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I highlight this with? There's this weird thing with especially sequel fans are just so nasty about the prequels. Look at this energy from my pal Crazy Joe. Let's examine this Voltaire. I'm very critical of the sequel trilogy, but I know people love them. So I don't just say this. They're crap. They're crap. They're crap. So there's very little about the prequels that shouldn't be criticized. 3 crap movies. Am I the same energy as Joe puts out for the prequels, for the sequels, Voltaire?
Yeah.
Do I do that to him?
And by the way, Revenge of the Sith is a legitimately good movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. Are you guys going to see it in the theater for the re-release?
I might.
I'll probably go, yeah.
Yeah, that's what next weekend, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's also, I didn't think it was officially announced. I thought it was just a leak and then it was taken down.
Yeah, so it's the same trailer pretty much that they showed at D23 last August. And we actually got a copy of it, put it up on our Patreon page where you can pretty much put anything on there. But hell, Patreon even caught it on that. And freaking we got our first strike for having that trailer on there on our Patreon page. So we were going to put it up there again. I was like, no, we can't put any more leaked stuff over there because our Patreon page will get brought down. So, but yeah, I saw it. And in my opinion, I think they probably showed the best scenes in the movie in the trailer.
Okay. Well, I love The Mandalorian. I love all seasons. I think the third one.
You like season 3?
I like it. Yeah, it's
good.
Not, I don't love.
No, you did it, Max. We watched it together.
Listen.
Season 3.
Listen,
yeah, night and day.
Nick, I'm sorry, Nick. We all know that you're being hyperbolic just because Gina wasn't.
I liked seasons 1 and 2. No, Gina has nothing to do with it. Zero.
I don't.
Lizzo,
I don't
Jack Black.
Okay, that was bad. The Lizzo was bad.
Yeah. And then what's his name? Doc Brown from Back to the Future. I'm got a brain fart. What's that?
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd completely wasted him in that show.
There was some cool scenes in there. I agree. The Lizzo.
Yeah,
listen. There was studio interference with that season because even Jon Favreau killed his own character off in that season. That's not an accident. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was I don't know how there couldn't have been studio interference, and then because after season 2, which ended on a huge high for a lot of fans, you get the Book of Boba Fett, which was also, in my opinion, trash. And basically the best episodes were the Mandalorian episodes.
The Mandalorian episodes were
but then they force, like the way Mando season 2 ended was, I thought, the perfect separation of Mando and Grogu. You can tell stories, later on down the road, but it felt so forced. Like, man, we're really getting money for this Grogu character. We got to get these two back together. It's like the gatekeeper and the keymaster and Ghostbusters. We got to get these two together. Like just shove them back in there. We'll just throw some Mando episodes and Book of Boba Fett.
I do feel like they forced that in that season, but it worked. They got good numbers because of that.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the 3 episodes. I just didn't like how they forced them back together. It just felt too forced for me. And then season 3, I was like, all right, we're getting back to some decent Star Wars. And then it was more like
I just had concerns that the Mandalorian, even Grogu, is past the prime where people love Grogu. Now I think they still like Grogu, but I don't think it's the draw it was.
No, definitely not.
So hang on, guys. For normies, for children, and the women around the water cooler at the office, They love Grogu.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Anna,
but
that Star Wars girl is
normies.
still like gung ho, for Grogu. I mean, me and Coach are pretty much over Grogu.
Correct.
But yeah, a lot of the children
I
and the
I don't know.
girls and
I don't know if it's gonna like. I'm very concerned that this movie is not going to meet expectations, and they just won't have Star Wars in the theater for a while again. But the Sean Levy thing, I think they're at least going to release that.
No, this will be $1 billion movie. Everybody.
I don't think so.
Make no mistake about it.
I don't think it hits $1 billion.
It's been 7 years since a Star Wars movie.
I would be surprised if it made.
But look at the fan base that has fallen off in that time frame.
I agree with you, but you guys underestimate the normie love for Grogu. I'm just telling you right now, there's a lot of normie love for Grogu, kids and women.
Yeah, but it's not like it was an event when it first happened, season 1, season 2.
And it was an event on Disney Plus, a streaming service.
No, listen, if they made a movie right after season 1 or season 2, yes, I think it would do really good. But a lot of time has passed. RJ, what do you think? Do you think this movie has the pull with Mandalorian and Grogu?
I think it'll do well. I don't know about $1 billion though.
I mean,
you have to consider that's coming out.
I will be shocked if this thing hits $1 billion. I will be shocked.
Okay, everybody, clip it. Clip it.
Replay this next year.
You will have to wear versus female T-shirt if it gets $1 billion.
My only concern, honestly, is that it's coming out like
deal.
3 weeks after Avengers Doomsday, so I kind of get worried it's going to be caught in like that.
I don't think Avengers Doomsday has the normie love that Grogu does.
Yeah, not to go off topic, but what do you guys think about that Fantastic Four trailer?
That's a whole.
We're going to get into that actually.
This episode,
I really was looking forward to Fantastic Four. I'm not saying it's garbage, but I didn't like the trailer. I gave it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. And this is from
you didn't like it, but you gave it a positive score.
I mean, it's
going to be another Marvel flop. It's going to be another one.
I don't think it's going to be like when they said Fantastic Four is coming to the MCU. This is not the event that I pictured.
Yeah, definitely.
Pedro Pascal was great in the trailer. I like Johnny Storm, Joseph Quinn.
They should have cast John Krasinski. Why Pedro Pascal?
I don't agree with that.
He didn't want to do it.
I didn't like him.
So I agree with you, Nick. I think John Krasinski was great, but a lot of people disagree with us on that. You know what I mean?
I liked him. I was like, he's
also,
good.
Yeah,
that's a good casting for Reed Richards.
Yeah, I also think Pedro Pascal, he's great, but he's been overexposed for guys.
Yeah, 100%. He's in everything now.
So Light and Magic season 2.
One of the best things on Disney Plus is Light and Magic season 1. If you have not watched it, it's one of the best documentaries. It's one of the best things on Disney Plus. That and X-Men 97. I mean, those are the only 2 things I'd recommend.
I don't even know what Light and Magic is. What is it?
So it's a documentary on ILM. Going from the very early beginnings, with the first Star Wars movie, basically going through the whole original trilogy. So season 2 is going to be on all the prequels and the CGI and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I'm looking here. We have like 26 people watching and only 13 likes. Come on, everyone. Let's at least get the 20 likes for us tonight on the mic drop. And our good pal Voltaire dropped some gift memberships. I really appreciate that, Voltaire. Let's bring this up here. I'd like to see Voltaire guest on Echo Base Network for sure sometime. Is that still Saturday nights? You do the open mic, or do you still do that?
No, we do Thursday nights now. So we stopped doing Saturdays, moved to Thursday nights, and then I do a 1-hour EBN cast Friday afternoons at 2 with Culture Casino, Stone Loki, and John F. Trent.
Mm-hmm.
It's hardcore Star Wars talk, everybody, if you're into it.
Yeah, but on the EBN cast I do on Fridays, I rarely talk about Star Wars. We do that on Thursday nights, and for a big portion of our channel, I want to talk about other stuff. So we talk a lot about video game stuff, other movies and shows and stuff like that. You know, because I'm still a big gamer. I'm actually thinking about streaming my very first ever playthrough of KOTOR on the channel because I've never played it.
Do you play Marvel Rivals?
No, but I've seen some gameplay and it looks good.
You have a PlayStation, right?
I got a PS5. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to play you sometime.
So in that case, I have to ask, how do you feel about the Switch 2?
Overpriced for it's an overpriced PS4, basically.
That's because your boy's tariffs.
Yeah, whatever. The tariffs have nothing to do with it.
They said that's why.
Yeah, they do not have nothing to do with it.
Did they say that's why they're charging that for digital games too that don't have to ship?
Digital games are $10 cheaper.
Yeah, $10.
All the accessories.
Yeah, $80 versus what, 90?
Listen, Nick. You're on Nintendo. PlayStation and Xbox are raising their prices too.
Yeah. Well, I'm not 100% happy with Sony either. Like as soon as Xbox started to kind of go downhill and they kind of, you know, Sony kind of just beat the brakes off of them and, you know, pretty much took off. They didn't really have competition. So, you know, they could pretty much just do whatever they wanted at that point.
We'll get to it, Sean. You know, I actually Perp agreed with me. He was preparing RJ for this. I'm very disappointed.
Fantastic hour talking about Star
Okay, so
Wars.
let's get to these gift memberships. Wasabi Farm, Cork Driver, Campia's Face Pimple. That's a very descriptive username there.
Oh, Campia.
T-Dubs, Duarte 6969, and Absolute Geek. Congratulations. And yeah, 13 likes. Wow. That's really that wouldn't happen on the Echo Base. They support their channels there. Please help us out here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else did we miss about Star Wars? I mean, I gotta be real. I'm actually happy with the announcements they made because I think all of them are actually going to happen, and I don't usually get that feeling. But
would you be shocked though if they announced that Sean Levy's leaving because of creative differences in a year from or
no?
6
I think
months
Sean.
From now?
I think Sean Levy really wants to do it.
No, I agree.
I also think that Kathy's been depowered a bit.
Yeah, I think this project's actually going to happen. But my question is, if it doesn't, and here in like a month or two, the project's been put on hold, creative differences, blah blah. Would you be shocked or surprised?
Yes, I would this time. Not usually, Nick, but because they announced the date and they have to go into production soon if they're going to make that date. So they got to. They didn't really reveal concept art. The logo looks very generic, but I think they have things locked down to go into production soon.
If it tanked, I wouldn't be surprised.
If they bring out Sean Levy and also Ryan Gosling are very hot right now. If they announce them, it's pretty much the tracks.
But Max, they made a short with Patty Jenkins. They made a short.
Yeah.
You know, she was hot at the time. I would be surprised if it got tanked, but I would also not be surprised if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else is here. Star Wars Mall, Shadow Lords, Wow's Animation Fans.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
And that's about it. You know, not any like big surprises. I was hoping for one big. I mean, I guess there's one more day, right?
Did you know about the mall?
I think so.
I didn't know about
tomorrow.
Well, the mall series.
Video games.
Yeah, the mall series was a surprise.
Well, tomorrow they're announcing that the next season of Fortnite will be Star Wars themed. Some other video game news as well.
Yeah. Okay. Let me bring up Virtual Fighter. All right, hold on a second here. This is the vibe I'm getting for. Oh, what the hell? That link didn't work.
Started playing the Jeopardy music.
Okay, thank you for that, RJ. I appreciate it.
You're
okay,
welcome.
So I don't know why people were really upset with my Fantastic Four reaction. Did you see Voltaire? Did you see the image? What did you think of the?
Hey, are we doing this debate now?
Yeah.
Then I have to act as a moderator. I'm sorry. I'm going to remove my role as co-host and take my role as moderator. Fair and balanced moderating time, everybody. Despite what he criticized RJ for asking me to be the moderator, I think RJ knew better and understood that I could be unbiased. So as a moderator of this, I'm going to be even and balanced, and I'm going to talk about this. So the issue is the Fantastic Four trailer came out. The most controversial part of that trailer was that we had a female Silver Surfer. Now, some people will say, why are they putting a girl in it and making it whatever, as a South Park thing says. Other people will say that there is a history in Marvel. Virtually every big character has a female derivative, and there's a history for it. So why do you care that there's a female character? So that is the main argument. Okay, so this is a counterpoint. I'm the moderator.
Okay, I don't care that she's female. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I would still prefer a male Silver Surfer. I know this is everything you do with comic fans. You don't know. You didn't read the comic. There's a female. Okay, I understand that, but it just doesn't look good to me.
So Matt, now again, as a moderator, I have to be neutral.
I don't care that she's a female.
So
it just she doesn't look cool.
So Disney has female derivative for Marvel has female derivatives for almost every character. Wolverine, Black Panther, Thor, all that. Yeah. So this is what Disney Marvel likes to do. They like to put the female derivatives. What is your issue with that?
I can accept that if she looks cool and she's intimidating. This doesn't look cool. And I was really trying to figure out why I dislike the image so much. For example, I legit think the 2007 looks better.
Oh, I agree.
Even the definition and the abs and stuff, it just seems like, I know why it's driving me nuts so bad. It looks like a Dreamcast era, and I love the Dreamcast. The Virtual Fighter character, Doral. You know, do you ever play Virtual Fighter?
Yeah.
The unlockable character. The unlockable character is just like a chrome robot. Mm-hmm. And I think besides the weird like lack of definition where you have really defined muscles for the other Silver Surfer is the eyes. Like they just did. I like the way they approached the facial features better on the 2007, where it's just, they actually just put like human eyes on a silver body and it looks weird to me. It looks like Uncanny Valley bad. Like the eyes.
Could that be because maybe they're trying to do more with the character to get like more emotion out of that?
But if
you need to be able to see the eyes.
If you're
hang
right,
on, Max, let him talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, if you're right there, I don't think it delivered. The scene where she's delivering dialogue was not intimidating.
But you're also seeing like a scene where like she's just coming down to earth and saying, "You're marked for death. You're all gonna die." So it's not like you're getting like a lot of emotion out of that.
All right, but take a look at this, and then take a look at this. That even looks better. That's an unlockable character.
The bust size is better too.
Yeah, that's whoa.
Yeah. Hey, just saying.
Your problem with is the look of the character, not the fact that it's a female derivative.
Yeah.
Well, the look is very intentional.
The look is. I thought. What should you be really thinking when you see these superhero movie trailers? You'd be like, "That looks cool."
She just
didn't look cool to me.
So, RJ, your response to that, as far
what? I didn't mean to bring up this. I didn't mean to bring up that. That was an accident.
Okay, so sorry, Nick, you weren't here. We're doing like a point counterpoint type of thing. So, okay. RJ, your response to that thing that Max thinks she doesn't look cool. Go ahead.
I mean, that's his subjective opinion. I can't really debate.
I think RJ already revealed himself on the last stream because everyone. There's like this weird. There's this weird. He raises his voice. I think she looked good. She looks fine. All these fans and customers that have Stockholm syndrome with these IPs, instead of admitting the truth. No, it's not.
You are very nitpicky.
If this was a PS5 video game, and this was a character, and the Fantastic Four video game came out, and they revealed this, you would have issues with it. But because it's a Marvel movie and this is what we expect from their CGI, You're just like, oh, it's fine.
Okay, so Max, this is a
You're
point
a captive.
counterpoint. This is debate. So
I'm dead serious. Like even horror movie fans, if she was a horror character and she looked like this, like you'd be like Terminator 2 looked better than this shit.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
If this exact trailer came out with this exact same character
and it was a video game,
CG model came out, you saw this picture, right? Just remove the Fantastic Four name from this. It was some original science fiction film.
Yeah,
you would not care. You'd be like,
"Oh, I would. I would. It would still look bad."
You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
But it's because it has the IP attached to it. You got to be very nitpicky about it.
Here's where I'm going to call out Bruce.
You have unrealistic expectations.
Bruce, no. I have realistic expectations. Why is the movie industry not pushing forward? Video games are doing a better job than the movie industry of consistently advancing the medium, looking
unless you're
better.
Ubisoft.
And then my pal Bruce,
at the cost of human lives and also like development costs that are out of control, as the
human lives
crashes around.
Or good CGI. What the hell are you talking about?
Saying about overworked
Crunch?
CGI animators.
Crunch?
No. This okay. The other thing that Bruce brought up in the other stream is I like retro video games. Part of the reason that I love those video games so much is at the time the developers used the best techniques, the best technology for those games at the time.
Right, but
they
know
stand
that, like,
the time.
one of the biggest one of the biggest issues in the video game industry right now is like the push for like uber realism is driving cost and production time up the wazoo.
I didn't even necessarily say uber realism.
But you're wanting like perfected CG. That's part of the problem.
My big issue with here is in a lot of like the superhero movies, CGI, except for James Gunn's CG looks great. And Guardians and Superman, to me, it's better than the Marvel stuff. I love the Marvel movies.
Yeah, because they do their production timelines differently. Yeah,
but their CG is pretty subpar. And the other thing that's happening here is not only is it not good, it lacks personality and character. It looks generic.
Okay.
There's no finesse. There's no character. There's lacking characteristics and style. It just looks bland.
What do you want her to look like?
Exciting, cool.
But that's what I'm saying. What would look exciting?
Not like a bland PS3, PS2.
She looked okay.
Era.
Have you seen any images of this character and how she's been depicted in the comics?
Yes.
Have you seen Earth X?
This is something I'm extremely passionate about.
Have you seen Earth X?
No.
Okay, then no, you have not seen the way that this character looks. Then because that's exactly what she looks like in Earth X.
Okay, but she should still look, she's adapted for film. Film is a different medium. Movies are for the general audience. And she still doesn't look cool. I don't know. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I don't know anyone that looked at that trailer like, oh wow, Silver Surfer looks amazing.
I watched Silver Surfer reaction videos. We were like, wow, she looks cool. Because like, regardless of like the look of the character, like her movement.
Why are you not accepting
action scenes?
Joe, why are you? Is it that far fetched that this character looks like a generic CGI character?
Yeah, hold on.
What's the difference between the image on the left and the right then?
Well, no, RJ. Let me ask you. Hold on, Max. Yeah. Let me ask you a question, RJ. From a quality standpoint, from a quality of how it looks, if she had been done in the same quality as a Silver Surfer, you don't think that would have looked better?
What do you mean? Can you repeat the question?
So you see the Silver Surfer, the definition and the character on the way the character looks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks different.
Now
again, this is a trailer. Everybody, this is a trailer. They change things when the actual movie comes out. They clean stuff up. So my question to you, RJ, is: do you not agree that the 2007 version looks cleaner as far as the?
I think, my personal opinion, they are both of about equal quality.
Okay, RJ believes that. There you go.
I think he's just saying that.
Okay, so next question. We're doing moderation. I'm the moderator, and we're doing
the same quality.
We're doing a point counterpoint.
I think
RJ,
he's saying that to try
next
to
question.
win.
This is Max. You got to let RJ. We got to do this.
All right.
RJ, you have to answer this question. So, again, we know Marvel loves their female derivatives. Kevin Feige loves putting out the female derivatives into his movies. There is a female Herald of Galactus, right? She's already out there.
Shalabal, yes. There's Shalabal and there's Frankie Doran.
Correct. So how do you respond to people who say, yes, there is a female derivative of Silver Surfer, but why didn't they just use what's her name? What's the character's name? It's Frankie, whatever. Why didn't they use the female Herald of Galactus instead of using this female Silver Surfer derivative?
Well, this isn't a derivative, though. This is
the female.
Shalabal.
Yeah,
this is a unique character. This isn't.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
Norrin Rad is the male Silver Surfer from 616. This is Shalabal.
Correct, but Nova is a female Herald of Galactus. Thank you, Sean Hickman. And no matter what they want to say, it's a different character that they created, but it's still ultimately a female derivative of Silver Surfer. Like there is, just like, what's her name? Weapon X is a female derivative of Wolverine, right?
Oh, okay.
So why, if they wanted a female, wanted a female Herald, why didn't they use Nova? Go ahead.
Very simple. Very simple. So audiences have already seen an adaptation of Silver Surfer and Galactus before, right? So the audience kind of has the idea of what the Silver Surfer is, right? They've kind of already seen a version of it before. What they're doing is that they're taking, because again, when you do a Galactus story, you kind of associate the character of Galactus with the Silver Surfer. They got to go hand in hand. So obviously, they're going to want to incorporate the Silver Surfer, but two things. One, they need to distinguish it from what came before, because they don't want to repeat the exact same thing, because again, they're trying to do their own unique take on these characters. And second, we know that this Fantastic Four movie takes place in an alternate universe, which is likely going to be eliminated or disseminated.
Yeah, we still might get
so why would you want to waste Norrin Rad in this movie when he's not going to probably stick around?
I understand. I agree with your point there, but why she still doesn't look cool to me. I actually agree with Fourth here. Male Silver Surfer looks alpha. They should use the more peak physical looking actress. I agree with this if it's going to be, if the main characteristics of the character is going to be physical,
but
like you're going to see their body a lot.
What if the character they're trying to go for, like, maybe she has a more personal connection with, like, let's say Johnny Storm? What if they're trying to go for, like, she's trying to, like, she relates to them more on a human level, an emotional level? We don't know what kind of narrative they're crafting for this character yet.
We can only go based on the trailer, and the trailer, the lines were not intimidating. That my reaction was authentic when she came on the screen. I was like, ugh. It's like, this isn't.
I thought it was cool. Like the way she came down. Like,
no, when the action scenes were cool, but yes, okay. So I also want to get Nick and Voltaire on this too. I know we're debating, but
I just want to see Squirrel Girl show up. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, I do want to see Squirrel Girl. I don't know if I don't know if it's sarcastic or not. I do.
It was.
Okay.
Okay. But, so again, as a moderator, I have to ask the next question. This one's to Max. So you're well aware of the fact that Marvel Comics, not Marvel Studios, not Disney, has developed these female derivative characters, whether it's an Iron Man.
Yeah, they're still not as popular as the male character.
And they put them in the movies.
X-23 is pretty popular.
X-23 is a female derivative of Wolverine. Hang on, let me finish the question. I'm the moderator, people. Please.
I don't care. I'm saying about I'm saying about the female Silver Surfer. I know she exists. People know she exists.
She was in like one issue?
She's still not as cool as the Silver Surfer on the left. I know it's subjective, but come on. Everyone thinks of the guy on the left when they think of Silver Surfer. Really?
Okay, so stop, Max. So back to my question as the moderator. This is your question to answer. Just let me finish it. So you're well aware of the fact that Marvel Disney. So Marvel has these female derivative characters already in canon. There's a female Thor, female Black Panther, female Iron Man.
I didn't have problems with any of those.
Female Wolverine. And Marvel Disney loves putting them in the movies.
And they were accomplished all great.
Surprised? Hang on, Max. Please let me finish the question. Why are you surprised, or why should anyone be surprised or upset, quote unquote, upset, that they're putting a female derivative of Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four film.
Knowing Disney, it's more likely that they put the female derivative character in. And I'm open to that if they're cool. Like X-23 is freaking awesome. The Shuri is kind of mixed. I still enjoy Shuri, but I don't, when she was Black Panther and the last Wakanda Forever, it was just okay that her action sequences were okay.
I haven't even seen that movie.
I like that's the part of Thor 4. That's the part of Thor 4 I actually like, is the female Thor, the mighty Thor. So I am I'm not don't try to catch me in a narrative that I just dislike it because it's a female derivative.
The question is, why are you surprised that
I'm not surprised
Marvel does this?
I'm not surprised. She just doesn't look cool. And the way she delivered the lines was not intimidating. I remember when I first saw the trailer for even Fantastic Four, Rise of Silver Surfer, when you first saw Silver Surfer, it was intimidating. It was a cool action sequence.
Well, that's a fair point, actually.
And the dialogue
that she delivered in that film.
You've been selected for destruction, and then Reed Richards is just respond. It just didn't hit for me.
Well, I hadn't thought about it till you mentioned it, Max, but they actually, because I never saw, when I read the comics, I never saw the Silver Surfer as a scary character, but
when you first see Silver Surfer
in that film.
Yeah, in that film, it was really like, okay, what the hell's going on here?
Like, he could destroy everything. Yeah.
Now part of this would be if Galactus.
So your perception is being colored by a previous version of the film.
So
no, but you know what? Her coming down. Hang on, just to be fair. Her coming down and saying your planet's been marked for whatever death or whatever
should be really intimidating.
It was kind of intimidating. I'm not going to say it wasn't.
It's ominous. It's meant to play as ominous.
Yeah, it was ominous. I'll give them that.
Ultimately, if Galactus is more in this film, which he is more than the Rise of Silver Surfer, and if he's cool, it matters less if she's cool. The one of the reasons that the Rise of Silver Surfer was so reliant on Silver Surfer is because Galactus is just the fart cloud at the end. So Silver Surfer was a main part of that movie. So, I just didn't think she looked cool or delivered the lines well, and I think she could have been a lot cooler.
Well, it wasn't the only bad take you had, though.
But ultimately, that's the least of the problems I have with the trailer. The main problem I have is how lame Johnny Storm feels.
Oh my God, here we go.
Hold on, Crazy Joe. It is a female derivative. Whenever there's an original character, okay, Wolverine, Silver Surfer, whatever, Thor, and then all of a sudden there's a female that looks just like him and has the same powers. That is literally the definition of a derivative. That's why I call them derivatives.
And now,
okay, so I gotta ask Max a question now.
All right, we got to get to the super chat. Save your question. Rational Skeptic, $5. Don't worry, Max. With NVIDIA's advancements in AI, we'll get realistic looking AI really quick for cheap. Okay. I think AI could have accomplished a better Silver Surfer.
Everybody buy some NVIDIA stock, everybody. No, yeah. Do it now and thank me later in 5 years.
I'm not buying anything.
Not financial advice.
And this Trump
do it now and thank me in 5 years.
I wanted to say that. I wanted to say that.
Okay, so I got to ask Max a question.
Yeah.
What do you know about Johnny Storm?
He's the hothead brother that comes through in the end, but he antagonizes the rest of the crew. A lot of I think the relationship between him and the Thing is the coolest. There's always going back and forth. He's reliable. He's kind of an a-hole. He's got a heart of gold. But he also delivers a lot of laughs and fun to the Fantastic Four. He makes Fantastic Four fun.
All those
characters, whereas Reed is kind of lame. Yeah.
What did you not get out of that trailer?
People are going to say it's not fair to criticize Johnny Storm's lines in the trailer. He seemed like a whiny bitch when he's saying, "I made dinner and you weren't late for dinner."
He never said that. He just said they were late to dinner.
Yeah, they were late for dinner, and then they did the joke. They did the joke. Oh, that you're late, and that was that was just how awkward.
It's
the delivery on that line
joke about them being pregnant.
Yeah, I know. I get the joke. The execution was off for me. It felt stilted and not funny. And then so instead of the hotshot brother that's flirting with everyone, having some fun, throwing jabs at the Thing, he's making dinner for his.
Well, why does he have to flirt with women?
Did I say women?
But well, I'm just saying, like, well, no, I'm asking, like, why does he have to flirt in general?
He's just a playboy, time of his life type of guy. He's riding motorcycles and in the bad guy, the bad boy.
He's a straight toxic white male.
Not straight toxic, but
okay. How much? Okay, I have to ask.
But then he delivered the line that was supposed to be a laugh, RJ. That where he delivered the reads, you got enough problems, and it landed like a thud too. What did he say? What was the line he delivered? Oh, you're going to be a great father. You're out of your element, and that really landed with a thud. I was like, that was intentionally supposed to be a quip, and it just did not deliver for me.
Could it be poor trailer editing?
I think it's poor delivery from Joseph Quinn, which I do not hate. I like Joseph Quinn. I liked him in Stranger Things. He was one of the weaker parts of Gladiator.
The reason I'm asking
these
questions is because I need to know what your base knowledge of this character is, because I feel like your knowledge of this character is kind of tainted by the Chris Evans movies
and the animated series,
because they're not reflective of who the character at his core is.
I got to make a quick phone call, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay. That's fine. I could be biased because of the films and the animated series, as that's where the majority of my fantastic.
Because again,
yes,
this is why fans are the worst, and why fans
are great
little weasels. Because everybody was saying that Marvel needs to do their own thing with this movie, make this their own unique take, and what they're doing is they're emphasizing one of the core aspects of Johnny Storm's character that we haven't seen before. He is an uncle. He is the cool uncle archetype that we see in comics and in media. He's playing the cool uncle. So this movie doesn't have the time to show him as a playboy, to show him flirting with women, because it's focused on him being a cool uncle.
He's not cool uncle, though. Oh, I made dinner and you're late. And you're late? Yeah, late. You're out of your element.
Hang on. Just because he makes dinner. All right. Yeah. I've known some playboy guys who like to cook. You know what I mean? So that's not relevant.
Yeah, but he was whiny about it. He was whiny about it.
Herbie made the dinner.
He was whiny about it. He was whiny about it.
In the trailer, Herbie made the dinner.
But RJ, again, hang on. This is a point counterpoint thing. Max, some playboys cook. That's not meaning he's not a playboy. But RJ, he did do that interview which was sanctioned by the studio and all the marketing people, that said that he's not. He specifically said he's not a playboy who's banging around with chicks.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, that's Max's point, I think.
Yeah.
No,
that's what I'm asking. What's wrong with that?
I still want him to be the cool guy, the hothead, run hot, even if he's not flirty and not whiny.
Sure.
And the delivery of his quips were not funny. Like if they delivered some good quips.
Okay, hang on. I got to say something real quick. There's an old Fantastic Four there's an old Spider-Man comic. Old, like I'm talking old, like 70s, where him and Fantastic and the Human Torch are competing to impress girls. So everybody who says that that's not part of Johnny Storm's character, like it was Spider-Man, because they were both teenage crazy for girl boys trying to impress girls, that's nonsense. That's in the comics. No. I will find you that comic.
That's not part of the character. What I'm saying is that just like in the comics, the character has grown and evolved over time. Plus, we're coming into this movie in an already established universe where they've existed for a number of years. Johnny isn't a teenager anymore. He's a grown man. He's probably like in his late 20s, early 30s.
You're totally skipping past the part where I'm like, okay, I can accept differences to the character, but he still has to be funny. He still has to be funny and exciting in the way he delivered those lines. It landed like a thud. He had no charisma whatsoever. You can't tell me Johnny Storm doesn't have charisma. He's the most charismatic of the four. He's lacking charisma.
That's your subjective opinion.
He's lacking charisma. He's lacking charisma in this trailer.
What would you like him to say?
The lines that he would deliver would be like more poppy and fun and get people to the theater.
But he's also talking like, again, Johnny Storm has like two different sides to him a little bit. There's that public face he puts on where he is the hot shot. He's all bravado. And he's got like a more softer, dorky side with his family. Like that's natural.
You're just saying that's dorky Johnny Storm. You just revealed it there. Yeah, it's a dorky. It's a different Johnny Storm.
It's not different though. Like again, that's part of the character. Like he acts like he has a different. You see a different side of him when he's interacting with Sue and the family versus like other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the character.
I didn't like the way he delivered the lines. It was a letdown. I really like Johnny Storm. My main focus is the movies and the animation. I did get some comics back in the day with Silver Surfer on it. You know, so many betas want to be an alpha envy. It's not even. Let's not get hung up on the Playboy part. If he's,
I don't know why we have to get into this kind of talk. Like everybody,
even if he's not flirty or a Playboy, he's still a hothead. He still gives the quips and antagonizes the thing.
But we will likely see aspects of that in that final film.
But why wouldn't it be in the trailer then? Because
the trailer is trying to showcase the family unit, trying to showcase
the two lines that they delivered as Johnny Storm in the trailer were, "You're late for dinner and you're out of your element." Did those lines deliver it for you with the energy that you think they may have been going for? Those lines delivered it for you?
Yes.
Okay. So Voltaire, what are your thoughts on the delivery of those lines and what the director in the Johnny Storm character, the intention of those lines were to be? Do you you agree with me? The intentions were to be kind of funny and quippy and slightly mocking Reed Richards. Like,
remember though, he's not a teenager.
Despite despite our good friend Bruce for calling me a Max ball washer, I don't agree with you, Max. I think that joke was delivered fine. I got to be honest with you.
I thought it landed like a thud.
I didn't have a problem with that joke. I mean, the late for dinner thing, I didn't think was very whatever, but the joke about you're going to be a great mother, you're not going to be a great father, I thought that was clever. I thought that was like a shot.
You're out of your
That's what guys do in the locker room.
Yeah. Ball bashing or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't think ball busters. Yes. I don't think it.
That was actually legit.
Yeah. I don't think it landed. Okay. So you disagree with me. All right. That's all I really have to say about that. I
can get you something else though too.
Ultimately, if Galactus is cool and the Fantastic Four delivers, I don't really care about her character that much. She still doesn't look cool to me. Although, even my problems with Human Torch, her, and the Thing, I still
What's
have
your
problems
problem with the Thing?
I don't like the way Thing looks or sounds.
I know he looks just like the comics.
So here's the thing. The trailer looked okay. My problem with the trailer was Thing looks small. I feel like Thing should be like 8-9 feet tall. He's short. But he looks good. He's just small. Everything else looked okay. I mean, whatever.
But
I'm used to Marvel. They put a female derivative whenever they get the chance. Kevin Feige loves putting in the female derivative character. So I'm used to that. Marvel. Sorry?
Well, is there a problem with that?
I accept it for what it is. I don't own the IP. They put it in there. So that's it. I think they should have
some of those female derivatives are pretty popular.
Which ones?
X-23.
X-23 is the only one that's legitimate in my opinion.
I like most of them. I like the Mighty Thor.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I just didn't like the movie.
No, she was terrible.
No, Mighty Thor comics sold pretty well.
No, the comic character is good. But the way they presented her in the films isn't good. The girl Black Panther is not good. The girl Iron Man, Ironheart will not be good.
Shuri's a great character.
No, she wasn't.
Shuri's a little
Shuri's
mixed.
a great character.
I enjoy Shuri, RJ, but I didn't like her action sequences.
She-Hulk is pretty popular.
Oh, I love She-Hulk.
She-Hulk's not a female. Well, she is a female derivative. That's true. She-Hulk kind of developed her own personality, I will say. I do like She-Hulk. I'll give you that.
I mean, even Miss Marvel was technically a female derivative if you want to go that far. The original Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But, okay, so ultimately I'm going to say, even though I don't like think she looked cool. She did look cool in the action sequences. Her dialogue and the intimidation of her appearing on Earth, interacting with Fantastic Four failed for me. But when she's surfing, that looked good.
When she was coming down to the planet, yeah.
No, when she was in the surfing sequences,
so
there's explosions. And then the Thing was doing clobbering time. He looked good then. And the Human Torch, when he wasn't delivering those deadpan, quips, that was cool too when he's the Human Torch. But, the other part of him, I was lacking for me.
Okay, so let me ask you both, and then we'll clip this and say this. Which movie makes more money at the box office, Superman or Fantastic Four?
Superman. After seeing this Fantastic Four trailer, I was thinking I wanted to see Superman more, and Fantastic Four more, and Fantastic Four do better. After seeing this trailer, Superman's going to do better, and I would bet on it.
It's too early to call.
Okay.
Too early to call.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what about that Superman Day? And I don't know what happened to Nick.
He had to get a phone call.
Yeah, we'll just end after the Superman Day. I actually was pleasantly surprised with the behind the scenes trailer. I didn't think James Gunn. I thought the Superman Day was just going to be variant covers, and they surprised us with the behind the scenes where you get to see David Cornsweet speaking more than he does in the trailer. It is very James Gunn focused on why I need to do Superman. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I think it is.
But it's not. How is it James Gunn focused?
But James Gunn is a draw though for a lot of people.
How is it James Gunn focused?
He's talking about I didn't know if I could do it, but then it came to me. And then I had to do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's an important, that's important context. Or again, what they're trying to show you is that he found a unique voice, a unique take on the character he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of going in depth about what this movie is. It's like an artist's vision. It's a vision of a lot of people.
Okay.
Well, I loved what we saw, but I did think it was James Gunn focused, but not in a bad way. I thought
no, but he's a draw. He's a draw. I just would have liked.
I like seeing how passionate the creator is. I think there's nothing but good that can come from that.
Yeah. Let me bring this up here. This is. I wanted to see what people are saying about this. Have you heard this? A Herald of Galactus named Terex will reportedly appear in Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four film.
So there's multiple Heralds, so people can stop bitching.
No, I don't.
Why not bring Nova though? Why? If you want to have a female Herald, why not bring Nova? Everybody,
because
she exists.
Because maybe they want to show Silver Surfer.
But we've seen Silver Surfer. Okay, I get it. It's more attractive to the common viewer, you're thinking, as opposed to Nova, who's also a fire character, just like Johnny Storm is. Okay. I can buy that.
And to answer Crazy Joe's questions about the Thing, why I don't like the Thing, I know this is very
small. Look how small he is.
I know this is very comic accurate. Sometimes when they bring comic book characters to live action, I think they improve on the look. And I actually like the improvements. People are going to think I'm crazy with the Michael Chiklis version of the Thing, with his face.
Rubber suit?
Yeah, I like the way the Thing looks more in live action there than here with the big blocky eyebrow. I know that's accurate, but I think in live action it doesn't look as good. And then he has really squinty little eyes in this one. I think his arms look cool. I think he could be a little bit bigger, and the action sequences look cool. But I kind of like the way the Thing. I don't hate it, but I prefer the way the Thing looked in the last few iterations of the Thing.
So I just looked it up. Thing is supposed to be 6 feet tall, 500 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Does he look 6 feet tall in that shot?
No, I don't think so. I don't know if that's exactly accurate measurements.
It's like 6'2".
Isaac says, "Stop lying. You're excited for Superman when you're not God. Why do you have to be like this?" I am excited for Superman.
Yeah, he's very excited. What are you talking about, Isaac? Come on now, Isaac.
Max
Come on, buddy.
Max is going to hate Superman no matter how good a movie is.
Oh my God! What the hell?
I want to like Superman.
Oh my God, everybody!
I said that people can't. Do people not understand that I am criticizing PR and an isolation to the actual movie's quality?
So I got a question. I got a question for you, Max.
Yeah.
You said that the marketing is poor?
For both movies, it's mixed. It's mixed. It's not poor. It's mixed. I think James Gunn got some points for today with the behind-the-scenes trailer.
Oh, he definitely got some points today, Max.
Yeah. So I think he got some points today. He surpassed my expectations there. Some of the other marketing, and I do still think if you want to get the masses back to DC for them to fill the theater, we need some type of big event, maybe an internet event or something.
They tried that before and it failed.
Yeah, but no, Max, you're right. Saying that
you're right.
Superman's going to beat Fantastic Four in the box office.
Oh yeah, based on what I saw here, I would bet that Superman's going to get better box office than Fantastic Four based on this trailer.
I would agree with that.
Superman. I'm going Superman also.
See? Oh, what are your thoughts on the on DC? Because we know you're about Star Wars and the Fantastic Four. Nick, what do you think about DC and Superman, the trailer, and James Gunn? What do you think?
So I like James Gunn. I mean I liked Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought he did a good job with those. Superman, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see the movie. I'm not sold on it 100% from the trailers, but I'm willing to give it a chance just because it's James Gunn. But I will say this: if this Superman movie does not work and it's a complete failure and fans reject it, man, that is not going to be a good start to this new DC universe.
I think even if Superman doesn't meet expectations, the real test is going to be Supergirl because it's already filmed. It's going to be ready for the next year, and we've got a lot of great Superman movies, but not Supergirl.
Yeah, but who are they making that for? How many people are really going to go out and see that?
Supergirl?
I'll be there day one.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be as big a moment as like when Wonder Woman came out.
The comic book, so it's a movie that's directly adapting a comic book called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not. I got it at the library. What was it, last year or 2 years ago? I got it from the library just because I wanted something to read.
Mm-hmm.
It is, without hesitation, one of the best comics I've ever read.
Okay, I've not read it.
The story, basically, Nick, it's True Grit, but in space.
Okay,
it's like a superhero version of True Grit. It's Supergirl. She goes to this planet to go get drunk because it's her 21st birthday. She runs into a little girl who's looking for someone to help her get revenge because this guy killed her dad. And then something happens. You get Supergirl involved with the story. They go on an adventure together.
And
it's really well done, though. It's
and Jason Momoa as Lobo in it, I think, is going to be a big draw too, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to do better than Fantastic Four, but I hope that. I hope the Superman movie's great. And it kicks off this whole new James Gunn DCU. Kind of with a bang.
What did you think about, just so people could get context of your opinion on DC as a whole, what did you think about the Snyderverse era?
So I liked the Snyder cut, but God, it was long. And it was like so much of it was like a music video. I was like, why is there so many like songs and stuff in this? I was happy for the fans that had been, because people have been pushing to get that Snyder cut.
Are you ready for something else though? Are you ready for a different vibe? For DC?
I mean, I was on board with them keeping Cavill around. I liked Cavill Superman. And to be honest, when I first saw Batman vs Superman, I was one of those people that was not on board with Ben Affleck as Batman. But when I saw it, I was like, that actually wasn't bad. I'm okay with it. And also surprising, I actually really enjoyed Matt Reeves, the Batman. I know a lot of people didn't, but I liked it. I didn't think that actor.
A lot of people are stupid.
Yeah, I can't remember the actor's name who played that. What's his name?
Pattinson?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. So I liked him as Batman more than Bruce Wayne. In the movie, in the Penguin series, I thought was one of the best shows I've ever seen of all time. Like they killed it on that show. I thought it was very well done. You know, and you know, I would have liked to seen the Matt Reeves Batman, you know, go enter into this new DCU that they're doing. I mean, I know that's not happening, but I'm looking forward to the second film for that. I know it's been put on hold, or like I guess Matt Reeves is having some health issues or something.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on with his family. I don't know if it's not necessarily him, but people are mad at Grace because she wasn't supposed to say anything.
I don't want to say.
Yes, oh, okay. Grace was kind of uncool when she threw that out there because she's got a big reach and people listened. You know, they're trying to keep it. The Scooper community, everyone likes to bash on them, but there are certain things they try to be respectful of, especially family stuff. And people were keeping that under wraps, and Grace just let it out there.
Yeah,
not cool. Which it does not seem like we're getting the Batman 2 when we're supposed to.
It's still set to film at the end of the year, so
I don't. It seems unlikely though, RJ. I mean, if it happens, I'd be happy.
I think it'll be okay. We'll
okay. Isaac, the biggest movie fan, member for 4 months. Max, why do you effing be like this? Just stop. I hate that you're being like this. Not cool. Like, stop embarrassing yourself like this. Isaac, I love you, bro. People seem to think that I'm doing this like my opinions are for engagement or something. These are my honest opinions. Like, I still want all these movies to be good. I'm still going to see all these movies day one. You know, I really am. And I love the Fantastic Four. I've been waiting for them. Like, I think my expectations are so high for the Fantastic Four because it's been such a journey as a Fantastic Four fan, from the pre-MCU movies to Fan4Stick to Disney buying and acquiring the rights, to think that this was going to be an event. Just think about if one of your favorite superhero groups like the X-Men finally gets to the MCU and it just looks subpar to like First Class. You're like, wow, really? Yeah. You had this big build up to bring X-Men into the MCU, and it's the last version looks cooler. So that's why I'm disappointed, is because I was looking forward to Fantastic Four way more than I was looking forward to Superman.
So once again, unrealistic fan expectations.
No, it's not unrealistic. The MCU used to be, no, I'm not saying the MCU is dead or a dumpster fire, but MCU,
I'm saying you had way too high expectations.
No. Expectations based on track record. When you brought Spider-Man into MCU was an event and exciting, right, Voltaire? When Spider-Man first, that was exciting. I'm not feeling that same energy with the Fantastic Four first stuff. Reed,
is that because of the movie, or is that because of you?
No, it's because it doesn't seem cool when you first dropped Spider-Man, and you've seen Spider-Man before, but MCU Spider-Man, everyone went crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa, Spider-Man's here. He looks awesome. I don't feel like you're getting that same energy from the Fantastic Four in the MCU.
I would agree.
Yes.
Okay, let's get off this top. Max, can we do the Gina Carano update, please? Let's move on.
Yes.
By the way, do we do voice?
No one cares about Gina Carano anymore.
I do, because we talked about it.
Not today, RJ. Not today.
You know, I met her in Chattanooga. She follows us on Twitter now.
I wish nothing. I think they should bring her back.
Yeah,
bring up the article. I just want to talk about it because everybody, as you may recall, we went in, unlike any other channel on the internet, we went through the Gina Carano complaint line for line. And
I don't have the article.
It's in the private chat, Max. Okay. It's an MSN article. So we went through her complaint line for line, and we went through Disney's response line for line. And remember what I talked to everybody about. There's two big factors here. Gina Carano doesn't want money.
No.
There's no settlement here. She's got Elon Musk backing her. Elon Musk hates Disney. He hates Bob Iger. And he's got unlimited funds, everybody. No matter how bad
he hates our Social Security.
Right.
He's not even touching Social Security.
I'm doing stuff that just
okay.
Just to get you triggered.
So my big thing is that Gina Carano just has to survive summary judgment so they can do discovery. so they can start deposing people, so they can start getting documents. Disney doesn't want that, because normally they would start paying people when they could, when that happens. They know that they can't just pay Gina. So I'm not saying that she's won anything or whether this is morally good or right, but she is demanding the pay scales of every actor in the Star Wars Disney projects. And Disney, of course, filed a motion to cancel that, saying, you can't get this as a prize. And guess what the judge said? No. She gets that stuff.
Yep.
So Pedro Pascal's salary is going to be released. What's her name? Ahsoka's salary is going to be released.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson. Why? Because Gina said, I need to prove my damages if I had done this. Now, here's why Disney doesn't want that. First of all, they just don't want that stuff released. Number two, guys, when they see how much Pedro Pascal was paid versus Rosario
everybody
Dawson,
else.
right. That's,
no,
you know what people are going to say? Why isn't Rosario Dawson getting as much as Pedro Pascal?
This is where the anti-SJWs actually have a point, is where when big companies like Disney virtue signal, when you actually see the salary, do they really care about women so much?
No.
When you see the discrepancy of the pay? No, I'm just saying that's going to be really revealing to a lot of people.
I don't care if it's Johnny's Quick Mart on the corner store. He wants his salaries released for his employees. Disney doesn't want it either.
Nick, I don't want to speak for you, but isn't that part of the criticism of Disney when they do all this stuff like, oh, we want women, we want diversity?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And then you actually see how much they pay people.
Yeah,
like, you don't really.
It's not genuine. It's a total virtue signal, in my opinion, on their part. And I don't know if you guys saw the interview we had with the ex-Disney employee who was at one of the top executive level in his department.
That's true.
So hang on. Look at all the SJW comments. So this is exactly what they say. When women complain that they're not paid the same as men, oh, he's a bigger actor. That's not how it works. It's a star of the show, and you know it. You know that's how those people look at that kind of thing. They don't look at who's a bigger actor, LOL. They look at, but also she's a star of the show.
But in Hollywood, though, it's about what you're able to negotiate. All this is negotiation. I mean, again, you make the best.
No, but I agree with this to the point, but I feel like when you actually reveal how significant there's a difference between Rosario Dawson and Pedro Pascal is a bigger actor for sure. He deserves a bigger paycheck. But when you see how much difference, then I think people are going to change.
And you know what, everybody, for the record, I agree. Everybody signs on to the contract that they want to sign on to. But what did Jennifer Lawrence complain about? What did Scarlett Johansson complain about after the fact, right? They complained, hey, I didn't get as much as them, even though my agent negotiated it for me. That's what Disney doesn't want. So you guys can say as much as you want. I agree with you. Whoever negotiates the best deal, whoever's the biggest star, they get paid what they get paid.
Yeah.
But you know,
and that's the agreement they made.
Right. But you know, people argue against that, Nick. And that's the whole thing. And Disney does not want that release. Trust me, they don't.
Yeah. So the way I look at it is like the NBA and WNBA. You know, some people just have a bigger draw and demand a bigger paycheck.
Okay.
You know,
excellent point. And you look at the USA women's soccer team versus the men's soccer team.
Yep.
The women argued to get paid the same because they were doing better in the women's league than the men. So that's my point. Disney doesn't want this out there.
I didn't say that, Cheeseman. I didn't say more.
Okay.
No.
Anyway, so they released, so Gina put out this thing, and then her attorney below. Again, everybody, I've said this before on this channel. Every attorney has a bit of showman on him. And this Gene Scher, Gina's attorney, who's also being paid by Elon Musk, and he probably charges $800 to $1,100 an hour. He's happy to tweet. He's bragging about his motion and how he won it. My point is this: when we talked about this motion, we said Gina doesn't have to win this lawsuit, but she gets discovery. Everybody, she gets,
and that's
this
the
stuff.
big thing she wants.
Right. She gets to depose Jon Favreau. And trust me, she's going to depose Kathy Kennedy.
Yeah.
That's going to be embarrassing for Disney.
Trust me. And they will videotape that deposition.
Yeah.
Okay? Joe, I actually disagree. I was more against Gina doing this at the start, but then I saw how even I think this should be a bipartisan case for people in the industry using their social media for opinions, because there's some people, like, for instance, the Scream actress. This is a good case for people like her that were taken off a project because of her opinions. You know, this is a good for everyone in the industry. So I actually support this case against Disney, this one. You know, I do think there's a point to it. I've actually changed my mind on this as it's gone on. I don't want anyone to experience what she had, you know, like the Scream actress. Where's RJ? Do you know some other actors or actresses that were taken off because of their social media? I know
that's really the only comparable one.
Yeah,
that I know of.
So,
everybody's saying she's doing this to get attention.
This is good, right, because
she's getting it.
Because Voltaire, what is it you say when cases like this is a precedent case, or people in the industry where this could help right-leaning individuals with their opinions or left-leaning? The results of this case could actually help people that have similar viewpoints as you.
Again, as we discussed on this channel, everybody, the law she is using was law in California created for people who were at the time protesting for BLM.
And think outside your
employers tried to fire them for it.
Yeah,
this same thing happened to James Gunn, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
Well, not quite, but similar type of thing. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying think outside your bubble and how the results of this precedent case, it depending on the results, could help someone that has a similar viewpoint as you, or you personally. Do you ever want to be fired for your opinion on social media? I don't.
You probably should, but
I should be.
Yeah,
I don't agree with her opinions.
Your bad takes are worthy.
So Jennifer Lawrence is in the chat, everybody. So Jennifer, you were complaining about American Hustle, how you got paid less than the other actors like Bradley Cooper and all that and that thing. So yes, this is what this lawsuit's about, sweetheart. And you deserve to be paid, baby doll. You went through the whole Harvey Weinstein thing, sweetie. You deserve every penny you get.
Ooh, okay. All right. Bruce says people are fired all the time for their social media. You know, sometimes
Kevin Hart, same thing. Kevin Hart, this happened with him.
Sometimes
with the Oscars.
No, but I actually think this is an important case. I'm very interested in this case to see the results of how it can help a lot of people in the industry.
Everybody in the chat who's shitting on Gina Carano, she survived summary judgment by the judges in California. I'm a practicing lawyer in California. Trust me, the lawyers in California are so left-wing, or the judges in California are so left-wing, and they are so SJW that it is hard to win anything. And she beat summary judgment. Then she had this victory. Do you know what that means, everybody? That means she has a legitimate case under the law. Whether you personally believe it, you don't have to.
No one's
or
saying,
even like it.
Yeah, that no one's saying that because this case is moving forward that you should agree with her opinion, what she said that got her in the situation. No one's saying that, but her right to say stupid shit is a right.
I personally had no issue with.
I know you didn't.
Well, no, I know you don't.
I understood what she was saying, you know, and I didn't.
But she is not bringing this case in Texas. She is bringing this case in California.
Yeah.
They hate her in California, but she keeps winning because she has to based on the law. Do you understand that, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, California judges are biased, dude.
I honestly
every goddamn day. Okay?
Is her name Melissa Barrera, RJ?
Yes.
I would like it if she moved forward with something like this against the production company for Scream. I don't like what they did to her.
I don't. Did you guys see the interview we did with the ex Disney employee?
No.
So we had an ex Disney employee on who was a high rank, like he worked with Iger. He worked with who was the guy before Iger, who was always on the Disney.
Alan Horn?
Yeah, Alan Horn. Like he worked with all those people. Talked to KK, worked with her, was there during the whole transition when Lucas film came over to Disney, all that stuff. And he was told by an HR admin that he was being let go not because of his performance, but because he was a white male. She said, I can't put this in writing. but this is why you're being let go.
I'll check that out, Nick.
Yeah.
I'll check that out. I think I heard of that guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, so
Jeff.
I know who he is. So we didn't reveal his name or anything, but he sent me all his credentials, all his awards that he got, his whole box of stuff from when he worked at Disney, his ID badge, everything. Like I looked him up and talked to another friend of mine who works at Disney currently, and he's legit. He worked there.
Well, RJ, you could definitely go. Thank you for your or we could just end the stream because I was gonna.
No, y'all keep it going.
No, I want to end the stream though. Because
I gotta get going though. Because I'm like,
all right, get out of here. Get out of here.
Love y'all.
All right,
get out of here, RJ.
See ya.
All right, Bruce is saying fake news. Listen. I'm not. I will give a nuanced take on this. When you say that, Nick, I have some questions about the legitimacy, if it's legitimate. Or if he's just claiming that, but I'm not immediately going to call him a liar either. I will check out the content to see.
Yeah, and he actually went to a lawyer and was going to look at legal action. But the thing is, he didn't record the conversation with the HR admin. He couldn't prove that that's what was told to him. And he knew Disney had more money than him, and it would just drag out and cost him thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Okay. Well, I'd be interested to check that out. I appreciate you being here. I need to make my way around your neck of the woods soon. Congratulations on I am also on a weight loss journey. What had you start there before we end? What made you start it?
Ex-girlfriend breakup.
Oh, okay. Trying to get new pussy. That'll do it.
Yeah. It is motivation. It is motivation. So yeah, I'm down 32, 37 pounds in like 5 weeks.
Good for you.
Mr. Nate from Mr. H Reviews has got me on a workout plan, and then this other guy, Cole Robinson, who's a YouTuber, has me on a nutritional fasting plan. So like I'll do 3 days of water with salt and potassium in it, and if I eat anything, it's watermelon. And so I do that for 3 days. And then I do a 1 day of a dry fast where I have no food, no water. And then I refeed with rice, vegetables, lean meat, and then repeat. And then I still go to the gym and stuff.
All
so,
right.
Max, how much have you lost since you started?
At least 40. I've been doing the elliptical, watching my portions. I don't drink soda hardly at all.
I quit drinking soda
just water, black coffee, and tea.
Yeah,
and I've been doing the elliptical for like 700 calories, burn 700 calories a day, but I didn't do it today or yesterday, so I might do it today. It's almost 2:30. That's why I got to end the stream. I'm like, am I going to go play Xbox or exercise tonight? Yeah,
my goal is to get jacked. I mean, like jacked.
There you go.
So,
got to get the curls for the girls, Nick.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be probably like a at least 3 month journey. But probably in between, if I do everything and I'm just really hardcore, I can knock it out in 3 months. But if I slack off, and go back to having, like some whiskey, ginger beers, stuff like that. It can take me 6 to 8 months. So yeah, cutting out the drinking, and especially in social scenes, has probably been the hardest thing for me.
Yeah,
not because I'm alcoholic, just because I like to be social.
No, it's really relaxing. I like to drink a beer too. I'm debating on whether I should get many more. So thanks, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Voltaire.
Yeah.
Thank you, RJ, for losing that debate.
It was a good, fair, and balanced debate.
He was so butthurt he had to leave early. So thanks for watching the mic drop. We'll be back soon. We'll get voicemails back. I enjoyed myself tonight, and we'll see you next time. And if you want to, look at this. No, you didn't. That's why you.
Everybody. We love everybody. We talk fair and balanced here. Just because we have, an opinion doesn't mean everybody we feel one way or another. We love you all. Good night and good luck, everyone.